A very good afternoon. You're watching Lunchtime News on TV1. I'm Michaela Fernando. Before heading on to more news in detail, here's a look at headlines.
Report on the fight that broke out in Parliament presented to Parliament. State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake appears before the committee to investigate parliamentarians who use narcotics. Report of the committee to be presented to the Prime Minister this evening. A number of trains delayed as a result of a trade union action.
In your top stories, several trains were delayed due to a trade union action launched by locomotive engine drivers at the electric and diesel locomotive shed in Maradana this morning. President of the Railway Locomotive Engine Drivers Union, Indika Dodangoda, said the decision was taken after authorities violated the agreements in rectifying the amendments of the schedule circular.
During the discussions, officials made several decisions regarding working on electricity. The locomotive engine drivers engaged in the trade union action opposing certain decisions made by applying sick leave. They have not reported to work since last night. Nevertheless, the situation has come to normalcy as of now.
Commuters experienced a number of difficulties due to the trade union action.
There were no major delays. There were delays in two trains. Yaldevi and the train bound to Mathura at 6:50 am this morning delayed due to some issues relating to the ELS shed drivers. Now the train journeys are conducted as usual. The train which was bound to Talaimannar at 8:50 am was cancelled. There is no major issue.
Leader of the House, Minister Lakshman Kiriyala, says the report compiled by the committee appointed regarding the parliamentarians who allegedly use cocaine will be handed over to the Prime Minister this afternoon. State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake alleged that there are ministers in the cabinet that use cocaine. A committee was appointed headed by the Leader of the House to look into the matter, and the committee convened at the parliamentary complex today. State Minister Eran Wickramaratne, Nishanka Nanayakkara and Professor Ashu Marasinghe are the other members of the committee. State Minister Ranjan Ramanayake arrived at the committee today to provide a statement. He arrived at 9:30 this morning and provided a statement for over an hour.
The committee convened today. The report will be handed over to Ranil Wickremesinghe. This is an internal matter of the UNP. We will hand this over to the Prime Minister this evening. That cannot be mentioned here. The same statement that was provided to us by Minister Ranjan Ramanayake has been provided to the CID by him.
Parliament convened this morning and the report compiled regarding the brawl that took place in Parliament was tabled. A debate took place after the report was submitted. Opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa speaking said that his opinion is that the matter should be resolved within the Parliament and that investigations should not be handed over to the police. The Leader of the House, Lakshman Kiriyala, said that the law of the country is supreme and that parliamentary privileges cannot hinder the law of the country. Still in local news, the event to lay the foundation stone to construct the 1789th model village under the Samata 7 program was held yesterday.
The Deputy Leader of the UNP Minister of Housing, Construction and Cultural Affairs, Sajith Premadasa, laid the foundation to the village which is to be constructed in Siribopura in Hambantota. The village was named Grama Shaktigama and will consist of 31 houses. The ownership of deeds were also presented at the event. You do not have to live in houses that belongs to other people on rent. You need to increase your income level as well. You need to have better living standards. When your income increases, you should be able to help others in need. Remember, we are not just building model villages. We are building villages that are self-sufficient.
The leader of the Janaseta Perumuna, Venerable Battaramulle Seelaratne Thera, convened a media briefing yesterday.
On provincial council elections, I have said there is no requirement for delimitation. Hold the provincial council election in according to the previous system because the people are only asking for an election. By bringing up delimitation issue, this was spoiled. During the provincial council elections, public money was spent due to the increase of the number of councillors. Who spoke about this? Who is responsible for this? Whose money is this? They scream in parliament stating there are MPs who consume cocaine. Then they forget about the problems of the people. They don't look at whether the people of the country are fed. They do not care even if they are dead.
The launch of the official website of the Sri Lanka Ports Authority was held yesterday under the auspices of Minister Sagala Ratnayaka. The event was held at the Ministry of Ports and Shipping and Southern Development. Secretary of the Ministry, Parakrama Disanayaka, and several other officials were present at the occasion.
This is SLPA News. There are several objectives of this. To make information on Sri Lanka's ports available domestically and internationally. This is important to inform the people of this country of the activities of the ports and to inform the successes achieved. I will speak about several ports. We are in the process of developing the southern port. There are 3 terminals at the southern port. We have not thought about the development of the northern port. We are looking at the plan now. It is difficult to carry out trade activities at the port in Udiville. Majority of what's there is fishing activities. So we decided to hand it over to the Ministry of Fishery. We even went to the Kankasanture port and discussed with the minister there. We are expecting to develop the port by using $44 million credit obtained through the credit line of Indian government. We have already provided the details to the Exim Bank. We are expecting to use 2 terminals for trade and provide 1 to the Navy for development. Currently, operations carried out only during the daytime at the Trincomalee port. We have received 1 billion yen from Japan. With that, we will take measures to implement night navigation.
The journalist questioned India's involvement in developing the ports in the country.
Indian government has shown keen interest in the Sri Lanka port industry in assisting us. They don't want to go in for any major stake anywhere, but they want to be involved. What that involvement is has to be discussed. The 2 prime ministers have discussed that at a very high level, but we have to finalize those, and I think we have to discuss everything. I mean, it's a government of Sri Lanka, and that's the president, the prime minister, and the cabinet. So we have to all agree.
What I am stressing is we don't have a consistent plan. From 2013 we have been speaking about master plans. Then this government came. Now what we feel is all these projects are being dragged.
It is imperative that we move ahead with the development of the port of Colombo. Otherwise we will lose out on business, and we will not want to get to that. We've already delayed too much. So I don't want to be stuck in that situation any longer. Liberalization is a good thing. It will improve competition, but I have to be convinced that it won't harm the local industry at all. So the Ports Authority, the Secretary, then the other stakeholders, we are all talking, and then I will make my views on it.
And that is a wrap of Lunchtime News. For all these stories and more, log on to our award-winning website www.newsfirst.lk. Have a good day.